Alright, have not fans. This is kind of piggybacking off the lengthy video I did about who's more cold-blooded, Veronica or Victoria. And I mentioned towards the end of that video about, David being faithful and all, but at the same time, there was a period of time where Veronica was in rehab for her addiction to pain pills, because what was it? She had hurt her back, I believed, and her addiction as well as alcoholism were reasons why she retired from practicing law. And then after she got out of rehab, she decided to create her own facility. But I don't know if they actually said how long she was in rehab, so we can almost assume it was at least what was typically like a 12-step program. Let's just assume it's 6 months to over a year at bare minimum. During that time, I've even done a couple of videos during the hiatus about David possibly having a mistress, and we know that Alyssa is coming in the back half of season 2. Do you think that David possibly cheated on Veronica while she was in rehab? And keep in mind, this was years ago, but I don't know if this was before or after Jeffrey was born, so I can't really go into full detail into a timeline. But we know that Jennifer Salison, I'm willing to bet people like Jennifer probably made a pass at David during his time of having his wife in rehab. I don't know. Did he visit her all the time? Did he leave her to the hands of the professionals? And who knows? I feel like, Veronica definitely would have mentioned that, especially she keeps going on about how David wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for her. And despite all the times that she has accused him of cheating on, like with Maggie Day, or, oh, you're with that whore Erica. Well, you're with her now, but where were you when I was in rehab? So I'm willing to bet David probably did his duties as a husband and stayed by his wife's side. Like, again, I don't really know if he went there every day, but I'm pretty sure he did the best he could. But I'm just saying, during that time frame, you never know. You never know if there was someone that may have been messing around with him. He was messing around with her, but I'm going to I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and say that David was faithful, but during Veronica's stay in rehab, because her being as good as fearsome an attorney as she is, remember, she has been practicing law that much since the show started. The first time in years was when she helped out Hannah with the whole Benny situation, and then a few times after that, and people like George and Jennifer Salison, Jim, Catherine, they all know how badass an attorney she is. So who's to say that, when she was in rehab, it was public knowledge that one of Atlanta's or Savannah's finest, in terms of the courthouse, is now in a rehab facility. So women were probably throwing themselves at David. And not to mention, Veronica's enemies may have been cackling at the fact that their once fearsome rival is now reduced to, being curled up in a rehab facility somewhere. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But I figured this was a good topic of discussion. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will talk. Or you can, before I end, my bad. What if, let's say, Veronica got out of rehab? Let's say this was before Jeffrey was born, and during her stay in rehab, Veronica kept thinking all these crazy thoughts in her head. So even after she got out of rehab, she was like a different person. She wasn't just clean, but she began to think so many things, because maybe in her mind, and we know she's paranoid, what if during her stay in rehab, she thought David was cheating on her most of the time? And after that, that's when she started cheating, being with, well, then again, Catherine's father. We can assume that happened way earlier when she was still in law school, and Judge Gilman and stuff like that. Then that one thug, and who knows who else. But I think that would be a good catalyst. Like, let's say if this happened before Jeffrey was born, that would explain more about her and William being together. So I think that's a good theory. I wish we really had a definitive timeline of when certain events happen, because it does add up if you look at it from differing factors. Because I could definitely see, I know that David did say that, you could always be controlling and whatnot, but not to this level. So what if, let's say, her stay in rehab as well as her substance abuse really added on to her whole paranoia and whatnot, like everyone being against her? That actually makes sense. This is why these characters need more development. I mean, once again, she could blow up how many cars she wants, set how many houses on fire, what have you. But if we're in a situation where we get this kind of information, it would actually help me to understand Veronica more and like her more as well. I'm not saying I like her because of what she does, but if I know more about her, that will give me a reason to understand her better as a character, not just the Ice Queen. So I'm glad I did this video. And if you're glad, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, comment your thoughts below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so we can finally hit 100,000. We need less than 1,200 to go. And with that being said, let me know if you have any video ideas in the comment section along with your thoughts on this topic, and I'll talk to you all later.